Antiques, cool art, one-of-a-kind jewelry, and variety of clothes can be found in downtown Salida shops. But for one store owner, this small town helped her childhood dream become a reality.
I just wanted to bring a trendy style that was affordable and something that people of all ages could find a connection with.
Fierce and Foxy opened its doors during the height of the pandemic.
During COVID, I actually couldn't do my other two jobs. So this spot was open here down in Salida, Colorado, and I just grabbed it and decided to jump in.
The clothes Lisa Wilburn hand selects, she wants people to look fierce and foxy in.
I go with my gut, and I also like to go with what I know is going to look good on somebody.
While also making sure the customers feel good in their own skin.
I just want everyone to look their best in whatever size they are, because size honestly doesn't matter.
And the style of clothes she has on the racks are for all ages.
I have women who purchase things in their 80s. and 90s.
With her success in Salida, Lisa plans to expand and open storefronts in other cities.
I get so excited because they come in here and they're like, I didn't expect to want to take home everything.
She encourages anyone with ambition to take the leap and start your own business.
You can do anything that you put your heart to. It does take a lot of work and dedication, and there's going to be days where you feel overwhelmed and, should you be doing this? And the answer is yes, you should totally be doing this, and just work hard and you can totally make your dreams come true.
Reporting in Salida, Lauren Scharf for Fox 21 News.
Michael Garman Museum and Gallery is the life's work of artist Michael Garman, my father. He started sculpting back in Central and South America early on in his life, and eventually ended up in Manitou Springs along with my mother.
He's brought a lot to the community. I mean, being in the Pikes Peak region since 1971, it's really become an institution. So whether it's people familiar with his sculptures and works or people familiar with the Magic Town exhibit, they've been coming to it for generations.
He created small cowboys and aviators and police officers, and he had these characters that he had created throughout his travels, and he used the people that he had met and the characters that he was involved around as his muses, as his inspiration for a lot of his work.
The everyday life of the average person is kind of what Michael wanted to capture.
His early works were vendors, fruit vendors, old women on the street, hunched over with a cane and an umbrella, guy sitting on a park bench picking his nose.
He just enjoyed sharing his art with the world, and he enjoyed talking about it.
Growing up with my father was an adventure. He was an eccentric artist. So I grew up around the process of art, the manufacturing of art, the creation of art my entire life.
He was just a kind man, and I really enjoyed my time with him.
He did life the way that he wanted to do life, and I had the pleasure of watching him live his life.
Andrew and Stephen Riviere, just 21 and 19 years old, had so much life to live.
They were good kids and had a good impact on their friends. They were really loved by their friends.
Andrew, artistic with music and loved to make things, while Stephen, a recent high school graduate, still figuring out what he wanted out of life.
They were 20 months apart, so they were the classic best of friends, worst of enemies. They were very close. They enjoyed their time together. They had some similar interests.
Stephen had recently moved out of the house to live with his older brother.
Missing them, and right now is March Madness, and it was a huge thing for me and the boys. And I have to do it by myself this year.
One night, the boys made a life-ending decision to take what they thought was an oxycodone.
It was laced with fentanyl. So they called it a blue M30. I'd never heard of it. And it took their lives on July 25th.
Their dad, Matt, says he was open with his kids about the dangers of drugs.
Had I known about fentanyl, we could have had a conversation and really said, hey, guys, don't do this. This is playing with your life. This is Russian roulette with your life. But the odds are 40% you're going to get a bad pill.
It's 50 times more potent than heroin and 100 times than morphine, according to the CDC.
It doesn't discriminate, and it's one and done. One time.
Even though his sons are no longer by his side, he keeps their memory alive by carrying on their family traditions. And now he's leaning on his grief with action.
I've made the decision that I won't be silent in my suffering. There's too many kids out there that are making bad choices every day, and it's costing them their lives. And then the effect on them is just, it's huge. Their family, their friends, that person's gone forever.
Company! At 10! Hunt! December 7th, 1941. A date which will live in infamy. The United States of America was suddenly and deliberately attacked.
We come out here to honor Petty Officer Daniel T. Griffin because he is considered the first casualty of the Pearl Harbor attack.
It's a day to honor those that have fallen in service and to understand that they gave the ultimate sacrifice and that we can have our freedoms here today.
Freeze and colors.
He was a graduate of what is now Palmer High School. He joined the Navy shortly after high school, and he was able to become a Navy pilot. During the attack, he saw the Japanese aircraft coming in. He yelled to his crew members to start the plane. He swam out. They attempted to take off, and they were shot down. He was killed in the water as he was swimming to shore.
This day means a lot to me because it's about remembrance and acknowledgement of people who've sacrificed their lives for my freedoms, you know, and it makes me feel good that I'll be able one day to give back to them as well and serve my country as well.
I like to teach the kids how important it is to have that respect and to honor your veterans that have gave the ultimate sacrifice of death. It's just a very powerful learning opportunity.
My great-grandfather was a Green Beret in Vietnam, and he is a big influence and role model in my life, and he really inspired me to join the military and really gave me an idea on what I want to do in life.
You don't know where you're going unless you know the past. So we like to keep the history of the Navy, and specifically today, Pearl Harbor Day, up front with the cadets in JROTC.
Thank you for your service, Pearl Harbor veterans.
If you just come to prison, if you've been here a long time, this is for y'all.
Inside Wire, a 24/7 prison radio station is officially on the airwaves, creating a space to cultivate community and purpose for those incarcerated.
It's definitely one for the ages.
Educate the world about, you know, it's not us against you, it's us together. And when we work as together, we change the world. You know, and you're all important.
There are thousands of different and unique perspectives locked up within these walls. And now they're being broadcasted so you at home will be hearing their stories.
We have a show called One Tune. Basically, if you were stranded on an island or lost in outer space, what song would you want to have with you to make it through that? You know, a basic metaphor for, you know, for a bad situation.
Helping inmates and listeners on the outside think about life differently.
Even if those people that feel isolated, they'll be able to hear a story from someone else that may help bring them out of that.
We're more than just numbers. We're more than what we did. You know, people do change, people do grow.
While these prisoners produce content, they're also learning skills to take with them once they're back on the streets.
Setting them up to be successful with education, certificates, and social emotional support in all of the ways that all humans need to be successful is imperative as they come back into our community.
A broadcast that connects those behind bars with the free world.
The choices that I made is what led me to be here, and I'm here for a reason. And I couldn't figure out for a long time what that reason was. And I'm using my gifts now to be able to give back.
I want them to be on a journey of redemption and paying back and figuring out what they're going to do with their life now that they're here. And it's not only good for them, by the way, it's good for the rest of us too.
Giving criminals a second chance and a platform to spread their message.
A person's going to change when they want to change, but if you can give them a space and help them, show them growth, then I think that's what I want them to see.